Hi guys, it's Mika here. Today I'm going to be showing you a garden update. So I started seedlings I think in February. It's now middle kind of ish of August, and I'll show you what it's growing, what it's not, and all of that. So come with me. Here I have my strawberry patch, and as you can see I have two varieties of strawberries. I have the regular variety of strawberries. You can see the like big ones and juicy. So this is kind of like the big regular variety, and we just leave them to like really ripen on the vine. So so this is how they grow. So they kind of come from this, and then they go into that, and then like that, and then that. So pretty. And then I have the smaller variety. So this is actually like, super flavorful. We haven't been harvesting them. We should be harvesting them, but they're like super flavorful, very intense strawberry flavor. It's what you will get from this, guys. So yeah. And then there I have my carrots. As you can see, some of them I've kind of decided to go to seed, so that's what this is. Like, it's pretty much carrots going to make thousands of seeds for next season. But my carrot patch is doing okay, doing really well actually. I usually will not harvest carrot until like late in like October, because I realized that the more they kind of stay in the ground, the more flavorful they are. But I'll kind of pull out one to show you guys. So this is one of the varieties of carrots that I'm growing. It's a purple variety, and it's really delicious carrot. So that is that for carrots. Then in here, this bed was actually just supposed to be for herbs, but I was greedy, so I planted some peppers. But I have some thyme, I have peppers, and then on the other side I have scent leaf. I'll show you guys when I go to the other side. But I do have some bags as well of just like peppers around the garden. So this is my beast of cucumber plant, which has produced a total of 0 cucumbers this season. But that's what it is. I'm sure by end of August it will start producing. I have 2 tomatoes, which I actually planted super late in the season. Usually I start my tomatoes earlier, but this year I think the one I started earlier, it got like windy and it fell, and I wasn't going to plant anymore. But then again, I really wanted some cherry tomatoes, so I decided to grow some. So they're both cherry. And you have my peppers. Everything else on this bed, different varieties of peppers. So I have primarily Nigerian type peppers. So I have Atawewe, which is this guy right here. I have Shombo, I have Tatashe, yeah, and then I have like Usuka yellow pepper as well. But everything else is just peppers. So I'll show you some of the peppers that are kind of growing right now. So let's start with this guy, and I netted this because something was kind of eating my peppers. So I netted it a bit just to, so I'll show you. And then peppers, like, they kind of grow at the base, so I'll show you guys. So this is Atarudo, which is, this is actually one of the most prolific pepper plants I've ever seen, this particular one. I'm hoping to get some that go to seed so I can keep the seed, but it's in, I feel like if you plant this in a climate where you have like summer or year, you'll probably harvest so much because it just wants to grow and grow and grow. And then here I have, I believe this is Tatashe. Yes, so I have Tatashe, as you can kind of see, and the plants are over there. And this is a super prolific one too. I think you have over 10 peppers just on this one plant. I have about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 that I can count from here. So that's what we have here. And then we have some Shombo. Shombo is a type of pepper. I think Yoruba people primarily use it, but it's kind of like a type of long hot pepper. So Shombo looks like this. You can kind of see, like, it's insane how big they're getting. But in here I have like loads of them. You can see right here, and then you have this one that is like lots and lots and lots. And then I'll show you this guy because it's a shorter plant, so you can kind of see Like the plant is like, oh my god, where are these things going to go? Like some of them are curving up just because it's like getting so long. But yeah, like so, like such a prolific pepper plant. It's so high yielding, so many peppers on. And then I'll kind of go to the other side. Like most of them are just like that. Here you have like peas, which I planted for the first time this year. Peas are really high producing. So like I started this entire pea patch with like maybe 2 or 3 seeds. And then I have so many peas, so many. So this is like one that's like kind of drying up, and then I have like fresher ones that are kind of ready to eat, like this one. Just look at it, it's so beautiful and it's so tasty, like so sweet. So more peppers right here, and then this pepper variety right here is one that I've had a hard time growing. It's like a yellow variety, like unsuka pepper is what it's supposed to be actually, but it got really stressed, and then you know the leaves kind of like curled up as though the plants were going to die. They came back, but I feel like they're still stressed, like they're producing lots of flowers but not lots of fruit. This one didn't get stressed actually, so it's the exact same variety. So this plant right here, this big one, and this one is kind of like the same. So this is one, as you can see, that kind of like got really stressed, and this one didn't. So you can see how this one is like all spread out and big. This is one plant, like this entire thing, it's just one plant. And then if you kind of look, I have peppers, so you can kind of see what they look like. So this are supposed to kind of go to yellow right here. So they're supposed to go to yellow, this variety, and I have a bunch of them on this one. But yeah, some of them still don't have anything. I was telling myself that I need to pull them out, but my husband is like, no, just give them a chance. So I'm still giving chances to them. But yeah, I have some pots here. This peppers I was gonna throw out because I didn't have space, but my husband was like, oh, try planting them in pots, and I did, and they've actually been doing really well, to be fair. Like lots of them have quite a bit of fruit. And then in here, so my mother-in-law told me that plantain is like a really good thing to use to amend your soil. So I've been keeping all my plantain peels so that when I take things off the garden, I can like put them on before, you know, the end of the season. I think I have enough now. And then I wanted to show you guys my scent leaf. So this is scent leaf right here, and I've harvested so much. I think one mistake that I made when I was trying to grow scent leaf last year was I was leaving them on because I wanted them to grow big. But the thing with scent leaf is you have to keep harvesting. The more you harvest, the more it kind of grows. So super excited. And this is curry. So we call this curry. It's not like actual real curry, right? But we call this curry in Nigeria. So this is curry leaf, and it's a type of basil as well, and it's super fragrant. I love it. Yeah, I'll show you the other side of the garden. On the other side of the garden, in here I have all of my leafy greens, and I have water leaf. Guys, growing water leaf in this part of the world is very stressful. It's very stressful because, one, if you plant it when it's not ideal, like it's not perfectly hot consistently, the seeds just die. Like I've experimented with like bags and bags and bags of seed. So you have to have consistent heat for like a period of at least 2 weeks. Otherwise, if you have like say like a 25-degree day and then it goes to 15 the next day, dead. So that's in here. I actually planted, I don't even know how many bags of seeds. They came up, some didn't come up at all, and you can kind of see from the same batch of seed, you can see this tiny one that is just trying to grow. So it was in the ground and finally germinated. So you can see this tiny one was planted at the exact same time as this big one. So this tiny one right here, very interesting, very interesting. You know, this is something that just grows wild in Nigeria, but it needs consistent heat all of the time. And the rest of this, I have effortete, which I've harvested and it just keeps going. But effortete requires frequent fertilizing. You can kind of see it's going to yellow because I've not fertilized in like 2 weeks, but it needs to be fertilized often, and it needs lots of water. Here I have my shopper patch. So shoko is, there's two varieties, right? There's local shoko and then there's shoko Greek. You can kind of see this is shoko, this is also shoko. They're just two different varieties. But the good thing about shoko is if you cut it, right, like if you don't pull out the actual plant, if you just cut it, it would actually come out, like you bring new plant out. So if you just want your shoko to continue to grow, just take off the top and leave the rest. It will continue to give you fresh leaves. And here I have a wedu. So this is a wedu. Again, I have two varieties in the seed pack that we have on Jollof Code. So this variety and this variety, they're both super viscous. Some people prefer this one, some people prefer this one. I like to mix both of them. Wedu is super nourishing, so I like to grow it. And then funny story, so my mother-in-law was here and she was telling me all my kitchen scraps, don't throw it away, just throw it in the garden, especially before we move things in the summertime. So I was I had scraps. My scraps included yam. Guys, I have yam growing. This thing doesn't know that I live in Canada and it's winter soon, but I have yam growing, guys. Isn't that crazy? Look. So like I saw something, but I'm like, why does this thing look like yam like this? This is yam. Can you imagine? Look, and it's actually doing well. It's like climbing up the thing by itself. And yeah, but I mean, it's going to end in tears because I don't have a long season, and yam needs like 6 to 9 months. So, but it's very impressive that it will grow. And then here I have mostly garden eggs. I have, I think, 3 varieties of garden egg. This variety right here, which is the variety we grow in Nigeria specifically for the leaf. So the leaves are edible, and honestly, the leaves just taste like garden egg. And this is the kind of leaf that you find in, say, abacha. The garden eggs are tiny; they're super small. I can find one to show you guys. So they're kind of small like this. I think they grew a bit bigger and like double this size, but it's not your average. Oh yeah, this one. It's not your average typical garden egg. So this is kind of what it looks like. It's super bitter. So if you're familiar with this variety, it's not sweet garden egg. It's a bit on the bitter side, but it's super medicinal, and that's why people eat it. But yeah, so that's kind of what I have here. My goal is to kind of harvest the leaves and store them for use in the winter time. And then in here as well, I have some amunututu. So Yoruba people call this amunututu, and it's Malabar spinach. I've never started it early enough in the season. Like next year I need to start it inside, and hopefully I'll be able to get it to vine. So it's supposed to kind of like vine up. And then last but definitely not the least, I have my other garden egg, which is like the actual one that you plant for eating. So I have the striped one and I have the white ones, but I don't know, just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I have not had one garden egg, but I'm hopeful. I think the flowers just started opening about a week ago, so I'm hopeful that these flowers will give me fruit, but they're super big. Anyways, that is that for my garden updates. It's super hot here. I need to run inside. Thanks for watching, guys.